This next building on the left side of the road here, this is Morgan's place. And people often refer to this one as the most adoptable building, and it really isn't. But they have more young cats in that particular building and very few medical needs cats in that building, so I think their percentage of cats going out is a little bit higher. This is the back side of Mondrian's. This is a 2-room building. If you were volunteering in cats, you would report to the building up to the right of the cul-de-sac there where it says cat headquarters. The building to the left here is Benton's house, and Benton was one of the original cats. He had a club foot, and he knew how to work the public pretty well. Everybody fell in love with Benton. Here's one of our kitties out on a walk, and that I think is Olivia. She's a little old lady Siamese cat. She lives in Benton's. Coming up next on the right, this green building, this is our human education. It's also our learning center, and it's the people in there's job to get the word out that kindness to animals makes for a better world for all of us. And they go into schools and libraries and outlying communities and talk about spay and neuter, talk about kindness to animals. And then we also open our doors for people to come here and visit, and we get large groups of students, small groups of students that will come and spend anywhere from a day to a month on the property volunteering. And sometimes they just submerge themselves in all the different animal areas. Sometimes they might just focus on one particular animal area, and maybe each kid will take a project dog and try to bring a dog that's super shy out of its shell for a week. They also do, the Learning Center also does intern programs for vet technicians as well as veterinarians and animal caregivers. They put on a series of workshops throughout the year. Everything from art for the animals, where Cyrus comes and takes the workshop into the different buildings and you sketch the animals, to there's another workshop that's called How to Start Your Own Animal Sanctuary. All that information on what they do and all the available workshops that we have, etc., is on our website at www.bestfriends.org. Great website. Then if you're volunteering at Best Friends, Mondays through Saturdays, you can have lunch with staff and founders. And right below that sign that says Angel Village, that's our cafeteria. And for $5, you're treated to the finest vegetarian buffet in the state of Utah. To our left here is our bunny house. About 100 bunnies in here. They also have indoor-outdoor areas, just like the dogs and cats. Their outside area, the fence goes down 4 feet below dirt onto concrete so they can dig away and still be safe. We have an additional 200 rabbits up at Rescue Village, and Rescue Village is an area that's kind of our overflow area whenever we do a major rescue and we don't have room in the actual facilities. We hold them there. There's a series of yurts with indoor-outdoor areas to them, and the rabbits that are up there are the rabbits that we went and did the Reno rabbit rescue in Reno, Nevada a few years back. Now we're entering Feathered Friends. This first aviary here is our pigeons, and the second aviary is our domestic ducks and geese. That pond, believe it or not, gets drained and refilled every other day for them. Doesn't take them long to mess it up. Next building on our left is Feathered Friends, and this is the building that has all of our parrots. These are the birds you find in pet shops. Everything from macaws to cockatoos, cockatiels, lovebirds, parakeets. And something that a lot of people don't understand is these larger parrots live very long lives. And not only do they live long lives, but they become very attached to their caregivers. Since these birds can live to be 80 to 100 years old, it's not unusual that if you have a pet, say you get a bird when you're 40 and you pass away when you're 90 and you've had this pet for 50 years, it's probably more attached to you than your spouse. So it's really hard for these birds to break out of that. And so these are how they end up here, because all of a sudden families are left with this bird that they can't approach, that they don't know how to feed, and so the caregivers in the Feathered Friends here have to almost deprogram these birds and use behavior skills to open up their minds to accepting new humans and find them a forever home. It's a big job. And these birds don't live on the same bird food that you throw out in your backyard for wild birds. They need special diets. Off to the left here, you're going to see some more aviaries out in the trees. This is our wild friends. We do have 2 licensed wildlife rehabilitators on our property, and it's their job to get whatever injured animals brought into us back up on its wings or feet and into Mother Nature. Sometimes that is not possible due to the severity of the injury. And if that's the case, they get to spend the rest of their life here with us on the property. Next, we're going to head over towards Dogtown and our clinic. We have a color-coded collar system here at Best Friends for all our dogs. Green collars are dogs that are safe for everyone. Purple collars are for adults 18 and older, and red collar are for staff only. We created this system years ago because it allows volunteers as well as staff members to be able to assess in a split second whether or not somebody should be handling a particular dog. Our veterinary clinic is no different than the one that you take your vet to in your hometowns. We do all our own operations, vaccinations, spay and neuters, all that stuff takes place right here on the property. We have 5 full-time veterinarians on staff, and we've got quite a few vet technicians as well. If you live in our area here, you can make an appointment at our clinic on Mondays, Wednesdays, or Fridays. Bring in your dog or cat and we'll spay or neuter it for $25. Clinic is a pretty busy place. And Dogtown, what I refer to as Dogtown, those are the original octagons that were first built when we came here. And we don't actually drive back and around them or anything like that anymore, but you'll get to see the new and improved octagons that are over in the Heights. Somewhere around 450 dogs on the property. As we're pulling into the clinic area in Dogtown, just take a look at this long steel building, and I'll be talking about that in a minute or two. It's almost more visible from this side than the other side.